all rookie first team, like you kind of already alluded to. Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Herbert Jones, Franz Wagner, Evan Mobley. That's the first team. And then second team, Davion Mitchell, Ao Dosunmu, Jalen Green, Josh Giddey, and Alperen Sengun. Any changes you personally would make?
This pretty lines up with what I would do. And in my opinion, on the first team, there's four locks. Obviously, Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley. They were the three Rookie of the Year finalists. So once again, I think they have to be on there. And then Franz Wagner, I mean, he had a monster season for the Magic. Very underrated season because he played in Orlando. Nobody paid attention, but he had a really impressive year. So I think those four are locks. Herbert Jones, I could see getting moved down. I don't think he deserves to, but I think I could see him maybe being dropped for Giddey or Jalen Green. But I think he was more impressive than both of them personally. He played on a playoff team. He was one of their primary lockdown defenders. He stepped up big time. He had some offensive output too. So I think he deserves to be first team. And then second team, I think everybody's pretty much locked in except for maybe Davion Mitchell. Someone even in our comment section said the Bones Highland deserves to be in there. I could see that happening over Mitchell. But other than that,
sorry, that was VJ Kumar _. I think Bones Highland has a case over Davion Mitchell. And then Chase P34 agreed.
Yeah, so I could see that happening. But other than that, I think the rest of those guys in the second team are pretty locked in. I think it's rookies a little bit easier because there's just less of them, and there's even far less that are like actually impressive in their rookie year. So there's like maybe 12 options to choose from for 10 spots. So
yeah. Only adjustment I personally would say, I don't think Wagner's that much of a lock. I'd like more what I saw from Giddey, so maybe I would flip them there. But I will say Wagner had a strong finish to the end of the season, and Giddey also once again missed time towards the end of the season too. Expended because we all know the Thunder are basically tanking. So I think once they saw Josh was like, okay, Josh is doing really well, rest, don't play. I'm not sure if he even played any after the All-Star break. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, otherwise, even though someone, Agni Lavini mentioned Jalen Green, on first team, he wasn't efficient until he really struggled with efficiency for a hot minute there. And then he kind of started finding his groove towards the end of the season. But yeah, I'm with you. I think he's more second team. And I know probably mispronouncing it, but Ayo Dosunmu, he stepped up and was a really good revelation for the Bulls, especially once Lonzo Ball and Caruso were out. He was a big he capitalized on the time given to him because I don't think he got many minutes to begin the season as well. But yeah, then Davion, kind of underrated, but he had some moments late in the year too when they sat De'Aaron Fox and he was a starting point guard. That he had some because he was considered just mainly just a defensive guy, but he had some good offensive games where he had like 20 or 30 and was a really good scorer. So
he averaged like 13 a game, so he had a good offensive output too. So despite even for half the year, Halliburton was there too. So
yeah. So alrighty, I think I mentioned other people, Spencer Robertson maybe agreeing with me. Giddey on second team is crazy, but I don't know who to replace him. So, and I think you commented that it was like I said, it's tough, especially with rookies, because what's kind of like in the NFL, especially with rookies, you're each is asked to do their own certain role. Obviously, the higher picks like Cade and Jalen Green, it's more like, hey, here's the ball now, you do whatever you want. While Herb Jones and Franz Wagner and maybe Io and Davion, and Sengun, they had specific roles at first, and then they grew from them. Yeah. Other than that, I got no. Like I said, I really have no qualms.